Hello friends, in today's video, we shall look into another intriguing variation which is Baumol's single product model with advertising expenditure. Let's begin by laying out the basic assumptions of model 2. So first assumption is about sales and advertising. This model takes a pivotal stance on the relation between sales revenue and advertising. It suggests that as a firm increases its advertising expenditure, there will usually be an increase in product demand leading to higher sales revenue. The second one is regarding constant price. For simplicity, this model assumes that despite the changes in advertising and the resulting demand, the price of the product remains constant. Although this might not always reflect real-life scenarios, it's a starting point for analysis. And the third assumption is about the production costs. Now, this assumption is a tad bit counterintuitive. The model assumes that advertising does not impact production costs, at least in the short run, even though in reality, increased demand due to advertising might change the volume of production and subsequently the production costs. The production costs can either increase or decrease based on whether they are enjoying economies of scale or diseconomies in the long run. However, Baumol himself acknowledged the limitation, justifying it as a simplifying step. He believed relaxing this assumption wouldn't drastically alter the core insights of the model. With these assumptions in mind, this model provides a nuanced lens through which we can examine the interplay between advertising expenditure, sales revenue, and business strategy. The emphasis here is clear. Advertising, when done right, can be a powerful tool for businesses to maximize sales revenue. Let's delve deeper into the strategic decisions firms make, especially in oligopolistic markets. A firm in an oligopolistic market prefers to increase its sales by advertising rather than by reducing the price due to the elasticity of the product. If the product is elastic, a reduction in price results in a proportionately larger increase in demand. Thus, a slight price drop can significantly amplify the sales revenue. On the other hand, for inelastic products, a reduction in price results in a less than proportionate increase in demand. Thus, a huge price drop can only increase sales revenue by a small amount. But here's where advertising shines. An increasing advertising expenditure almost always boosts product demand and in turn the firm's revenue. This means the total revenue curve is generally increasing. So, for a sales maximizer, the game plan is clear. Increase that advertising budget at least until the set minimum profit is met. This implies that typically a sales maximizer might spend more on advertising than a profit maximizer. And an intriguing twist, introducing advertising often activates the minimum profit constraint, ensuring it plays an active role in decision making. For every dollar or unit of currency you allocate towards advertising, your profits take a slight dip. It's a trade-off. But how do the firms know how much to invest without going overboard? Well, companies aim for a sweet spot. They'll continue to advertise only up to a point where the cost of creating one more advertisement, what we call the marginal cost of advertising, matches the additional sales or benefits it brings in, known as the marginal revenue from sales. The key is to ensure that one doesn't dominate the other. By keeping this balance, businesses can optimize their advertising expenditure while maintaining healthy profits. This insight underscores the multifaceted strategies firms employ, where decisions aren't just about price tags but the intricate balance of demand, elasticity, and advertising. Let's now visualize the impact of advertising expenditure on a firm's finances with the help of a diagram. In the diagram, x-axis represents advertising expenditure and y-axis represents total costs, total revenue, and profits. Here's a crucial point. Production costs remain constant regardless of advertising expenditure and is represented with a curve labeled CC', which is horizontal to x-axis. As advertising costs increases, which is shown by the 45-degree upward sloping line, the firm's total revenue curve also increases. How do we derive the total cost curve? Simple. Add production cost to advertising cost, and for profits, subtract this total cost from total revenue at every output level, and we have the total profit curve represented by pi. Now, a traditional profit maximizer will stop production at the OA pi output level where profits are at its maximum. But remember Baumol's twist? Sales over profit. A sales maximizer will push to an output level of AS, meeting the minimum profit constraint denoted by pi bar. Even if the firm produces an output less than AS, it means that profits are greater than the minimum profit level. So what does a sales maximizing firm do with these extra profits? Redirect them to advertising, of course. This again increases the product's demand, driving up sales revenue. And the result? The advertising expenditure of a sales maximizer at OAS will be greater than that of a profit maximizer at OA pi. At equilibrium, the profit constraint pi bar will be operative. Let's venture a bit deeper into Baumol's model, where an intriguing paradox catches our attention. Recall Baumol's claim: production costs remain steady, unaffected by advertising expenses. This is depicted by our horizontal CC line. If we follow this logic, a consistent production cost suggests a stable output even after increased expenditure on advertising. Now here's where things get a tad bit puzzling. For sales revenue to increase, given this stable output, prices must rise. Yet Baumol postulates that advertising doesn't change the product's market price. This contradiction becomes even more evident when Baumol suggests that the increase in sales revenue stems from selling more units of the product. But if more units are produced and sold, wouldn't production costs also increase, especially given a positive marginal cost? But here also, Baumol assumes that production costs are constant. So there seems to be a misalignment between Baumol's statements and the graphical depiction of his model. While the essence of the model offers insightful perspectives on the role of advertising in business strategy, this inconsistency serves as a reminder that even renowned models can have their quirks. If you like the video, do subscribe to my channel and share the videos with your friends. Thank you.